pictures? Facebook thingy. Okay. Thought I'd give you a little hi, Amy. Hi, Lisa. I know, snow. I thought I'd just give you a little taste because today everything kind of landed decoration-wise, and usually we're just putting the tree up starting on the 15th, but it's like, you know, we don't need to do that anymore because we don't get a live tree. And yes, we have snow. It was a surprise. It's very nice. It helped. We needed it. And when I went outside, if you saw like the camera shake, is when I almost fell on my ass because it's pretty slippery when you have on suede slippers with no tread on them. So I am feeling a little better every day. I am still in. What I don't have is the big viral stuff going on. That's subsiding because of the things, the herbal things and everything I've stepped up and that I'm taking. What hasn't gotten better is pain, pain and adrenal fatigue. So, but I'm doing okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving a shit. Thank you so much for caring. You know, one day at a time. Every day I'm like getting back into my daily puja, doing, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just kind of getting back my routine because everything bottomed out there for a couple of weeks at least. So, I'm so glad that you're here. I really am glad. Brody, hello, Brody. How are you? Good to see you. Everybody check in with each other. Say where you're from. Okay, let's turn the ocean sounds down. Sorry. That was the thing I forgot to do. Usually I do back it way down in the beginning, and I forgot. Better? Now we wait 30 seconds while the lag catches up. But yeah, better, I think. So, things I want to talk to you about tonight. I want to start off talking astrology with you because, of course, my Facebook feed is just full of people freaking out about this great conjunction, you know? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about astrology. Gosh, I sound like, well, what is it, Good Mythical Morning? Let's talk about that. Okay, I'm going to switch over to, where do I have things set up? Okay, let's go here, and let's go here. Now, hold up. There. No. There. Yes. No. What the hell? All right, hold on. I need right. Display capture, and I need to do that, and I need to do that. Okay. Okay, wait. Well. You. There. You. There. Okay. This is what I want you to see. And I know how much you love to see me, so here we go. All right, what you're looking at here is the solstice chart. And the first thing I want to say is astrology is an amazing tool. It's incredibly powerful, you know. It's the Akashic Records. It's your Akashic Records, your chapter. And, you know, your karmic story that you're bringing in. It's your karmic potential. It's all potential, right? A chart doesn't show what happens. It shows what's ripe. It shows what's active. It shows what's possible, what's available. Okay, what's the word I want? What's the tendency right now? Tendencies and aptitudes and potentials is what we're talking about with astrology. And it is a much, much better and more powerful descriptor than it is a predictor. You've heard me go on about this, about predicting things with astrology. Tell the story one more time. When I took my first astrology class and we studied transits, Our teacher made a list of transits on the board. Here's all these things that's happening in this particular person's chart. What's going to happen? You know, the planets that were getting aspected, the houses that were getting set off, what's going to happen? So we're all kind of, you know, trying to put it together. Sorry, I've got hair hanging someplace. Trying to put it all together, and we're starting to say, you know, well, this is going to happen, a divorce, or it's going to be a new relationship, or it's going to be, you know, whatever we were saying. As she was writing across the board in foot-high letters, nothing. Nothing. This is my astrology teacher, who was a master. You know, she was big. And Annie Hershey was her name, by the way. And she, you know, she had it straight. She was an Aries, so there was nothing like bullshit about her. So the thing is, this chart is not going to show you what's going to happen. It's going to show you what could happen. What could happen. And you are much better off, I mean, paying attention to what's going on, but freaking out about this conjunction without knowing where it's happening in your chart isn't going to do you any good. It's not going to cause. It's going to reflect. Think of reflection rather than cause. Right? So what I've got up here is the solstice chart, and here's what's been pissing me off is people are saying, you know, this conjunction happening on the 21st, happening on the 21st. It's already happening. They're already conjunct as far as astrology goes. It might be that astronomically, as far as astronomy goes and the visuals of it, you know, they really come into that visual alignment from where we are on Earth at that particular time. But astrologically speaking, the conjunction has been going on since November 30th, and it will continue to go on until mid-January, when Jupiter finally passes Saturn up. So, the big interesting thing is Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius. Saturn does this tomorrow. So, shift. Let me, hold on here. Let's go back. Yeah, see, Saturn hits like tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning Eastern time. It says 5 o'clock, and before that is when it will actually happen. I'm not going to dial into that absolutely exactly. But tomorrow, you know, this is when Saturn goes into Aquarius. This is by far the biggest shift that there is, because Saturn coming out of its own sign of Capricorn, where it is Lord and Master of structure and achievement and tradition and limitation and all of that karma, is going into Aquarius, where Saturn will now be ruled by Uranus, the Lord of all bets are off. The Lord of, let's change things a little bit. How about now? Bam! Okay? So, the shifting, you know, the shakeup of traditional things, where you could see things really loosen up. Jupiter goes into Aquarius on the 19th. Jupiter is actually the old ruler of Aquarius. Saturn, no. Hold up, I got that wrong. Jupiter is the old ruler of Pisces. Saturn is the old ruler of Aquarius. So, it's still going to be comfortable enough in the sign that it used to rule, but it now has an overlord of its own in Uranus, being its ruler now. And it's still, Uranus is still retrograde, so still don't expect things to be, you know, overt. But you might find yourself, you know, just loosening up a little bit is what I'm kind of looking for. The thing that we need to stay away from is, and I want to talk about spiritual evolution and taking the stance of spiritual being, oh God, what the fuck am I trying to say? This is where you can tell where I'm still kind of, okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit. Taking an evolutionary stance, looking at it from the standpoint of, you know, what is the most spiritual approach to things. And that is an empowered stance. And to me, the opposite of empowerment is superstition. You know, There's an empowered stance and a superstitious stance, and the superstitious stance says, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Somebody tell me what's going to happen. And the empowered stance says, where am I at? What do I want to happen? And what am I doing about it right now? So when you look at a chart from an empowered stance, you're looking at it for the information of what energies are at work right now. Where are they affecting me personally? How can I best use that to my advantage? Here's what I want to do. How can I spin these available energies to my advantage? You know, Wicca means, wick means to bend. The origin of the word witch means to bend and to twist. So how can I take these available energies and bend them around the thing that I want to happen? That's the empowered stance. The, to me, disempowered stance, and lesser on the spiritual evolution scale, is what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. Because it's too narrow. The question of what's going to happen is far too narrow. And it's looking to the future, so it's taking your focus out of the present, which is the only place power resides. The only place is in this present moment, right? So, back to Northern California. Hi, Brody from England. Yeah, baby. And Guyana. Now, you know that I forget from one week to the next where you guys are from. And I like you to check in and say where you're watching from, because new people come in. And I'd like them to know where you're from too, because you might find buddies. You never know. So let's look at the solstice chart. And the next thing I want to say is that you decide what birth charts are important to you. Every chart is a birth chart. Every chart is the birth of something or another. The birth of you or the birth of an event. And you decide what you're looking at and what span it holds for. So we can look at this solstice chart for this year and say this will hold until the next quarter, which is the equinox, right? So we look at cycles. When I do the new moon and the full moon charts, I'm looking at the lunar cycle. These charts hold until the next point in that lunar cycle. This is the solar cycle we're looking at. And we could say, you know, what's this year going to be like? You can do a chart for the new year, you know, midnight on January 1st. And, you know, or 1201 January 1st, and say, this is the chart for the year. If you want to do that, you look at your solar return chart. It's your transit chart for the year. And then you can look at the solstice and say, this is for the quarter to the, you know, until the spring equinox. Here's what we're looking at. So again, to use astrology dynamically, you decide what birth chart you're looking at, and, you know, make it significant. It's, you know, it has to have some meaning to you. Otherwise, it's just a transit chart for right now, and how long do you want to, you know, put to that. So make it something that makes sense. So here we are, solstice chart, and the solstice is the point at which the sun moves into Capricorn. So everybody talking about, you know, focusing on this conjunction on the solstice, the conjunction's already happening. We're adding the solstice point in there, but the point of the conjunction and the point of the solstice actually don't aspect each other in a major way. So they don't really, I think they might be parallel, called parallel. It's not an aspect I've ever used. It's not one you're going to find defined in any, you know, astrology books that you look stuff up in, because it's minor. So let's take a look at this. We have a Sun-Mercury exact conjunction in Capricorn that day. It's significant because it's exact, both at 0 degrees here. The Mercury is never more than 60 degrees from the Sun, so it conjuncts it fairly regularly. And that means it's less significant. But when you have it exact, it is more significant. So the Sun-Mercury conjunction is communicating creative ability, communicating your ideas, communicating leadership, communicating your goals. Both of these coming into Capricorn. So as we've got Jupiter and Saturn exiting Capricorn, we've got the Sun and Mercury coming in, and of course they're going to be through there in a month. Jupiter and Saturn have been there for a while. So, and we've got these at critical degrees right now. And what we'll see shifting is structure of things, the sense of limitation that you have, responsibilities, your feelings about responsibilities. And with Jupiter, it's all about kind of generosity, fun, adventure, philosophy, beliefs, that kind of stuff. Everything gets an update. Okay. So we have the sun going into Capricorn with Mercury in Capricorn, just steady the mind, while these other ones are going to be, you know? The heavy planets going into Aquarius can give us some frenetic energy, but I mean, certainly the energy of a new start, of an update, you know, something new. Let's see what else we have. We have a Pisces moon in this chart, so there's abundant sensitivity. So this quarter, great time to communicate, to think in a goal-oriented way, in a structured way. Capricorn is structure, goals, achievement, authority. So Sun is creative expression, Mercury's thinking, thought patterns. So planning what you want to express, writing it out, making a plan, making a structure, putting things on the calendar, all that kind of stuff. For this quarter, right? The Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, it's just that freshen up, reset button. But it brings along with it this rebelliousness, a strong rebellious streak. Innovations, new ideas, forward thinking, forward looking, focus on humanity. You know, I noticed today now they're talking about putting relief checks in this this relief package that they're going to pass. Thank God, you know. But it's very telling that they're calling it stimulus checks, not relief checks. So the focus is on the economy. Stimulus, the economy, will help the economy. Not relief checks, it'll help the people that are suffering. So, you know, we can look to, with Saturn and Jupiter going into Aquarius, I think we can look to see a shift there. Because remember, Aquarius is humanitarian concerns as well. So this first quarter, we can really see a shift towards the humanity of the situation. I heard, I think it was last night, in D.C. at the cathedral, they told the bell 300 times for the 300,000 people that have died of COVID. And why this isn't the biggest news in our country right now, and the grief of this loss, it's because of the old garden Capricorn. So that's what I'm looking to see shift, is shifting consciousness towards humanitarian, towards what do we need to fix and update and redo and innovate. You know, new technologies, that kind of stuff. And money towards new technologies too. With Jupiter going in, there could be funds and resources towards new technologies. And, you know, the vaccine being one of those technologies, truthfully. Let's see here. So Moon in Pisces, compassion, sensitivity. It is in the, let's see, Pisces. It is in the Scorpio decadent of Pisces, so a little bit of intensity as well, but it gives us that compassionate sense, the sensitivity, right? And I think I'm going to stop there because I'm trying to see how long I've been going. Because, hold on. I'm going to click that off. There we go. And here we go. And there we go. All right. All right, because I have spent almost a half an hour already, but I'm only using one deck tonight. And I don't want to, I don't know if I can go out an hour and a half. But I wanted to give you that information, and I just wanted to talk to you about not freaking out. You know, to me, it's like this whole supermoon thing. It's going to be a supermoon. It's going to be so huge in the sky. I mean, we just have this addiction to hyperbole. Hi, Baronessa, and hi, Sherry. We have this addiction to hyperbole, and I'm so tired of it. We're exhausted. My adrenals can't take it anymore, you guys. We can't. I just can't. So let's not get hysterical about it, you know. The solstice is another day, and the meaning of these things is what we apply to it. There isn't inherent meaning here. It's how we choose to interpret, and the track record of watching these patterns and what they tend to describe that we're looking at. So let me get a drink of water. And by the way, if you want to start deep diving into astrology and learn how to look at your own chart and go, oh, I know what I'm looking at, go on over to Patreon and subscribe at the priestess level. I am starting to drop my instructional videos starting with the flat wheel, which will give you a foundation like no other in astrology. And it still blows my mind that astrologers don't actually teach this. It's what I start with, you know, because you don't know what you're looking at otherwise. So get on over there and do that if you want to start really learning. And if you feel free to donate, please do if you can afford to do so. You can join my Discord. I'm not really using Discord too much right yet, but I am doing Zoom calls with my patrons as well. So, and I'm thinking about maybe throwing a little cocktail party, maybe at some point. It all depends on how I feel, you guys. But, you know, there's a tease, but you got to be a patron. Anyhow, let's go to the Roma deck. Let me invite the folks in. Putting down roots. And I would like to invite in my allies, my ancestors, my guides and guardians, and those of everybody that's watching. Please be here. Our ears are open, our senses are open to receive. Please join hands with us and bring us good information, answering the question, what do we need to know this week? What do I need to know for this week? What energy is active in my life? What wants my attention? We welcome you here and we offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael. For the Russian Roma deck. Hi, Anne. How you doing, honey? Clearing 10 times. Hold on one second. They started hollering at me that they wanted earth and water too. So, all right, now is when we charge the deck, and I am going to reshuffle between each so that it, you know, repeat images can come up if they want to. 7 times through. Focus with me. Focus for your sign, for your sun, moon, rising, and put the question out in your mind for the information to come through for what you and your soulmates in that arena need to hear for this week. What do we need to know? Somebody come off. We're going to put you on the top, but no, we're going to keep you out because you came out. Now we'll put you on the top. All right, here we go. We have horseshoe, crayfish, bridge, forest, lady, bear, moon, hearse, lilies, handshake, heron, dog, fox, heart, scales, owl, knot, bouquet, ship, bridge, line 2, dog, sun, boy, road, star, dagger, book, road. See how much easier it makes when I say the pictures. All right. This is for Sagittarians, and boom, we opened it right to it. That's always a good sign. All right, this is middle to life, and it's a symbol for your path in life, and it is upright. Happy path or road. Your life is going great right now. Your work, home, recreation, spiritual life are all on the right path, and that's a good thing because your ruling planet is getting ready to shift into Aquarius. Things are going to update. If you're asking the cards whether you should travel, the picture tells it's definitely a good time to plan a trip. I don't know about that. Okay, if you're doing a reading in January for the whole year, it tells you that a trip is in store during the year, but we're looking at the scope of a week, so never mind. And then she tells stories. So this is just, let's just take it at face value. This talks about a happy path. So Sag this week for you, while the sun finishes up in your sign. As I said, it goes into Capricorn on the 21st at 5 something in the morning, Eastern time. But this is a good week for you. This is a party week. It's kind of like, you know, the decorating that we're doing, that we've done. It's different. The tree that you saw in the little video is not the tree that I usually do. I put maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I put 7 ornaments on that tree. Usually it's loaded. But this year is different. I'm not going to have my daughter and her family here. It's just going to be our, you know, household family. I'm not going to have my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. And so it's a different Christmas. And so I'm doing a different tree. And this one has, there's no color on it. It's all icicles, silver and gold and white and crystalline. And I really like it. First of all, it didn't take me very long. And it just feels nice. It feels really nice. And it's done. And we can enjoy now. And what we're going to enjoy doing is baking and making goodies for the people that we can't be with. So, Sag, you know, for this week, there's some good fun to be had. So either doing some Zoomdale parties or, you know, something like that. It's a good time for you to enjoy yourself, Sag. So enjoy that. Yes, good news. I would say, you know, happy path. And it's middle to life. So, but like I said, we're looking at the span of a week. So it's just saying good times this week. Keep yourself safe. All right, Capricorn. Cat, Lily's heart, rooster. Boom. Capricorn is not fucking around tonight. Is Rose here? Okay, the wave's still bent, huh? All right, that's dropped him way, way, way down. Is that better? I could possibly turn myself up a little bit. How's that? All right. Rooster is number 48. And this is upright as well. It's immediate. It's news that wakes you. Soon you will hear good news. It will be the news that affects your home or daily life. Could be somebody got an A on a test, neighbor having a party, getting positive results on your test, or maybe negative results on your test, depending on the test. Or any news that enlightens your day. Short and sweet for you too, Capricorn. So, good news this week. I gotta say, I'm kind of digging this so far, right? Happy road for Sag. Good news for Cap. What more do you need to say? And, you know, that's the nature of a kind of fortune telly deck like this, is here's what it is. Here's what's going to happen. But Capricorn, I know for you, even though it is your ruling planet through your ruling sign, it's still oppressive. It still affects you in a way that makes you feel limited, oppressed, you know, burdened. And this has been a long ride with Saturn through Capricorn. So you're going to feel a little bit of livening up too with Saturn going into Aquarius. And like I said, not entirely foreign to you because Saturn is the original ruler of Aquarius. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Anne. Okay. I should have. Aquarius. We have crayfish scale, fish castle, bear, mice, fire, money, apple, house, ring, heron, boy, road, dog, sun, mountain, letter, bouquet, money. Money passed you by, sorry about that. Forest, wood, fox, demons. Demons, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Aquarius. Now, for Aquarians, you know, when you know, okay, my sun is in Aquarius, Saturn's going into Aquarius, oh, what does that mean for me? It's not going to really mean something for you until Saturn comes up to conjunct your sun. So it depends on where in Aquarius your sun is. And if you know that the sun goes into Aquarius around January 20th-ish, and you're born the 21st, you know your sun is going to be early on in Aquarius. Every sign having 30 degrees, right? If you're closer to the end or to mid-March, you're going to be towards the end of Aquarius. So it just depends on when the sun is going to be conjuncting, or when Saturn is going to be conjuncting your sun. That's what you need to pay attention to for how it's really going to affect you. All right. Demons. Period of influence, short. It's subconscious negative thoughts. And this one, too, is upright. Every image so far has been upright. That's very interesting. Patterns. You know, patterns. Do not listen to cunning whisperings wishing to hurt you. Don't fall prey to negative thoughts, whether they're feelings of greed, jealousy, doubt, inadequacy, insecurity, or paranoia. These thoughts undermine your self-confidence. They're only within you and are not a reflection of the reality around you. In other words, they can be your own worst enemy. If the feelings are not checked, they can torment you needlessly. And this is very interesting because Saturn's influence coming into Aquarius, Saturn's influence is limiting. It's burdening. It reins you in. It puts boundaries on things. It puts limits on things. It demands payment. So this is talking about, you know, that negativity. There's a reason that Saturn is, you know, rules fear and negativity and that kind of stuff. So this is the warning to you, Aquarius, to be aware if those kind of thoughts start happening this week, to address them. Know that it's going to pass. Hear what's going on in your head, you know. When you say things out loud, sometimes you realize, wow, there's a really negative dialogue going on in my head. So this is just saying over the next week, Aquarius, just be aware of that internal conversation that's happening, all right? And address it. Talk back to it, is what that means. If you're hearing all this negativity, ask yourself, is that really true? And if you say, well, of course it's true. Okay, can we 100% claim that that is 100% true? And if the answer is no, then the next question is, how do I feel when I think that thought, when I hold that belief? And then the question after that is, who would I be without that belief? And that comes from the work of Byron Katie. So look up Byron Katie. She's amazing. Let me put that in here. Hold on. Oh, cripe. I can't type when people are watching me. I type like the wind, but I can't type when people are watching me. Okay. All right, here we go. Pisces. All right. Horse, mice, wood, ship, dog, heron, handshake, lilies, angel, horseshoe, heart, sun, fish, anchor, letter, pig, pig. We didn't have to work for that at all. And it is the first one coming up reversed. All right, upside down. Overindulgence in food will make you sick. Ooh, Pisces, with your sensitive system this coming week, please don't overindulge. We've got all kinds of goodies, but my poor husband, he's been baking like a fiend, and I have forced him to put those in the freezer because on the solstice we will start distributing them to our families that we can't hang out with, and if we didn't put them in the freezer, they would be gone. I bought like $65 worth of candy from nuts.com. It's one of the things I do every year for Christmas. Good stuff, like dark chocolate covered cherries and just really good stuff. And I had it sitting downstairs and we opened it, everybody's having a little piece. And I was, going to keep it back and then put it out and dishes on the table at the solstice and everything. And I looked in, one of the bags was entirely gone. And the other ones, they were plowing through, just plowing through. So I had to hide it in my closet. So we will have candy for Christmas. So this is one of the things that I've instituted is we're not going to start the indulgence until we actually start the holidays, you know, from the solstice through New Year's. That's 10 days. That's plenty of time. Plenty of time. So for you, Pisces, with your sensitive system, please do not overindulge. Please know when to stop yourself because you could really make yourself sick. And, you know, for me, it's the sugar and the wheat by far worse than the sugar. And it says if you have diabetes, ulcers, heart trouble, cancer, arthritis, gallstones, any other ailment, if you have issues with alcohol, do not indulge. You know, it's so hard. I know people are drinking more through this pandemic than ever, but just be aware as you go into the kickoff of the holidays. Be aware of what you're putting in your system. Be kind to yourself. And that's for this week, Pisces. Okay? Don't be a pig. But enjoy yourself, you know? Enjoy yourself. Just don't overdo it. All right. Aries coming up. Where's my Arieses? No, they're telling me not done yet. Okay, all right. Rooster child, demons, bread, bouquet, money, letter, mountain, snake book, angel, knot, crayfish, woods, horseshoe, bridge, fox, demons, forest, wood, horse, wood, nice ship, dagger, road, stars, book, lilies, rooster, cat, heart, wow, branches, sides, snake, mountain, castle, clover, handshake, birds. All right, we got to keep going here. Angel, horseshoe, sun, apple, horseman, lady, bear, pig, fire, owl, cavalier. Holy mackerel, man, lady, horse, dagger, bread. Ring, that's castle, that's house. All right. Okay, so what happens if we don't get a picture? We go to the very end, and I will take the image that's upright on the last card. Fish, pig, letter, cat, moon. Ah, moon. There we go. Symbol for peace. That one I know. I have resisted internalizing these cards, but now that I know that it's a Lenormand style, I'm starting to internalize peace. And in this position, do not become despondent over a temporary setback. All right. Let's just take it at face value. Over this coming week, be aware of where your energy is as far as how hopeful you are, the things that you're worrying about. And it's saying here to don't let yourself fall into the pit. Don't become despondent. And that's easier said than done. Because I'm here to tell you this past week, the depression has been hellacious. Just hellacious. So hang in there. Again, things are shifting. Things are moving on. Energies are moving on. If you look at what's happened in the last couple days, just with, you know, yesterday with the Electoral College, we finally have, was that yesterday or Monday? I don't remember. Anyway, every day is Saturday to me. Things are shifting. Things are moving forward. And, you know, the other thing with planets, these heavy planets going into Aquarius, is it can bring kind of surprises that things are change. Wow, change. Ooh. And Aquarius, Uranus is usually unpredictable kind of things. So change is already happening. So allow yourself to kind of rely on that, Aries, and over the next week, address the thoughts again if you're having those negative thought patterns, and thinking it's never going to be the same. Reach out to somebody. Just talking to my family and saying, I'm horribly depressed right now, and one of the reasons is the pain levels that I'm dealing with. So reach out, say something to somebody, talk it out. Have yourself a good cry or a good soak. Get in a hot tub with a cup of sea salt and a quarter cup of baking soda. It makes like an electrical charge, or some Epsom salts or something. Pounds of Epsom salts, and I'm serious. Just to kind of keep yourself out of falling into that big pit. If you do fall into that pit, I hope that you can get to that. The fact that, I just fell into the pit, and recognize that as quickly as you can, so you can just kind of be with yourself and address it and pull yourself out. But yeah, Aries, just don't let yourself fall in. When the negative talk starts, talk back, fight back. All right. On to Taurus. All right. We have bouquet knot ship bridge. Heart fox scales, owl, sun, dog, path, child, fish, crayfish, scales, house, ship, horse, wood, mice, house, ring, apple, heron, stars, dagger, rooster, lily's cat, heart, money, okay, birds, handshake, castle. All right, got to keep going. Clover stars, branch, hearse, angel, knot, snake, book. There we go, book. 26. This is about secret news, and where are we at? We're on Taurus. Something that is of importance to you is being hidden from you. Okay, well, you know what? It's Christmas time. And I hope for you, Taurus, that there is a wonderful gift that has been acquired and is being tucked away for you. Because, look, at context is everything. It says someone is hiding information that's important to you. Doesn't need to have to be done maliciously. It can simply, the person doesn't think that the information concerns you. Or it's holiday time and someone is keeping a secret from you that's important, but it's not time for you to have it yet. So over this next week, I think, Taurus, somebody's doing something nice for you. I think that's good news. So, hi, Baronessa. I don't know what you're referring to, honey. There's Taurus, 12/14, Monday. Oh. Was that about the Electoral College? There's such a lag between what I can see, and the comments that I'm making. So it takes like 20 seconds for it to get to you, what I'm saying, and then you make a comment. So I wanted to tell you that in the beginning too. If you are commenting on something that I say or answering a question that I ask, if you can just make a reference, in the beginning, like a word or something, so that I know what the heck you're talking about, because I will have moved on by then. And my brain and my memory. So anyway, I think that that's what we can look at, Taurus. It is possible that there's something to some information that you need that may come to light over the week that you find out about, and the sense that I get is, why didn't you tell me? I didn't think it was important. I didn't think you'd care, that kind of thing. Something non-malicious, but I think it's that somebody's buying you something nice. May it be so. And I realize the next time I do readings, it's going to be the day, it's going to be Christmas Eve, like we said when we were kids. And I will tell you, too, that nobody's doing presents here. We're not, It's all food. Nobody's buying, I'm not buying anybody anything except the ingredients for the food that I'm making them. So, you know, and it's we've been doing this for a while since my kids became adults. We just don't, do a bunch of presents. Um, Sometimes, it depends on the year. Some years are better than others. Um, but it's very freeing, it's very liberating to just focus on the holiday and the enjoyment of the season, the actual season, and what's going on. I mean, it's getting dark so soon here, like 4 o'clock, and already it's getting dark. And I know Anne's probably laughing her ass off about that because she's in Norway, and it gets dark a lot earlier. So, and then I light all the candles, and I didn't even have all the candles lit. There's like at least a dozen other little votive candles around that living room that all get lit. So, and when it gets really cold, it's nice. It was really great that it snowed today. I needed that. That lifted my mood, and getting the decorating done and the boxes put away, I'm starting to feel, if I don't really feel the full Christmas spirit, it's starting to feel better. So, okay. Now, on to Gemini. I'm going slow tonight, huh? Okay, Gemini. Stars, branches, rising over. Fire. All right. All right, Gemini. Looks like some hot stuff going on for you. It's the symbol for passion. It's upright. Fire will envelop your heart. So this fire or passion can refer to romantic interest or any other consuming interest or pursuit. So something gets you fired up this week, Gemini. I'm hoping, it could be really great ideas or finally catching the spirit or something like that. It could also be something that fires you up as far as pissing you off. That's possible too. And if that's the case, think about how can I use this energy rather than it using me, And that's where it really helps to sit back and decide to shift the mood. Decide that I'm going to let that story go. Here's the energy that's in my body. What can I do with it? Go clean the house. Go do something that you need that energy for. So it's something productive rather than it consuming you with anger. But if it's something, creative and passionate, then it's saying here that you will have the energy that you need to, get a project going. So if you've got decorating to do, if you've got plans for the holidays, if you're, shopping online or something, this week would be the time to accomplish a lot, Gemini. All right. 3:30 and 4, yep. Okay, all right. 3:30 or 4, yeah, I mean 4, it's starting to go gray. By 4:30, it's dusk, But like I said, when I can turn on all the lights, and my husband, Capricorn rising, Mars Capricorn rising, Captain No, I've gotten him to change over the years, because we would have all the lights, lots of lights, and I love it that we can light up the whole downstairs with just the Christmas lights and candles. And I'd be upstairs and I'd go down and he wouldn't have the lights on. The tree wouldn't be on. It's like, what the hell? We only have it for a month. Turn the frickin' lights on. Why would you let it sit there dark? And it's like, well, I'm saving it. I don't give a shit. Turn the damn lights on, It's about my mental health. It's not about the electric bill. All right. Cancer. We have knot, bridge, bouquet, ship, mice, money, fire, bear. It seems like I'm shuffling and we're getting the same cards over and over again at the top here, right? Birds, clover, castle, handshake, road, book, dagger, stars, stars. Yay, upright. Overwhelmingly, cards upright. Last time I used this deck, I think they were all pointing that way. All right. Destiny influencing your life, and it says your guiding star will bring you to your goal. Your ambitions will be realized. This does not mean right away or without effort on your part. The picture is always an inspiration telling you not to give up on your dreams. So, whatever you're planning to accomplish this week, Cancer, you'll get there. It says it might take work on your part, it takes effort on your part, but the plans, so, now is the time to solidify your plans and decide exactly what you'd like to accomplish, down to making lists and, here's what we need to do, because this week you'll be able to pull it off, right? And this could talk about long-term goals as well, kind of coming to fruition for you, if there's something you've been working on since the last solstice. So, that solstice chart could also be from this solstice until the next solstice, the axis there. Or you could just do it until the equinox, and then the equinox chart, or the equinoxes go from one equinox to the next. You can divide the year up by, there's the light half and the dark half, and then there's the waxing and the waning. And those things together make the quarters. So at the solstice, we are in the dark half of the year from this autumnal equinox to the spring equinox. The dark is greater than the light. In September, with the first equinox, we're in the dark half of the year, and the light is waning. So it's the waning dark. And then, no, wait, it's the waxing dark. The dark is getting greater. And then the waning dark starts at the solstice. So it's the dark half of the year, the dark is waning. Then we have the waxing light that starts at the equinox, and then we have the waning light that starts at the summer solstice. So you can divvy up the year in a whole bunch of ways to give you choices about spell stuff, right? Okay. How did these end up all mad? How did that happen? Good gravy. There we go. Leo. This one mixed up Leo, mixing up these cards all over the place before I read from my own sign. All right. Ooh, and I just heard that Pisces reading reverberating in my head. I don't really think of myself when I'm doing these, and that Pisces reading of don't overindulge, considering my moon is in Pisces and moon rules stomach. Ding, ding, ding. But I haven't been. So. Okay, boy, dog, path, sun. See, same cards again and again. House, crayfish, scales, fish. Knot, bridge, ship, bouquet, money, bear, fire. Nice. No. Wood, birds, handshake, clover, castle, owl, scales, heart, fox. Shoot, apple, sun, apple. Six. It is the symbol for an encounter, and it says an unpleasant occurrence in the near future. And it's immediate is this time span. This can refer to an actual argument with the sales clerk, neighbor, or former lover. The unpleasant occurrences of a minor type and should not be allowed to spoil your day. If you can apply reason rather than emotion to the situation, you can negate the unpleasantness. Ooh, this is Leo. Okay. This already happened. The Russian's kid, the farther you go into the forest, the more wood you will pile up. Proverb also applies to entering into disagreements. The more you argue, the more hurt piles up. At this time, don't add to the unpleasantness by being a bore yourself. Let the other person enjoy the role alone. Okay, so Leo, this week, keep your big trap shut. Maybe that'll help. I wish somebody had told me that yesterday, but I was in a bad way. At any rate, just know that there's a lot of stress going on. And when you have a tense encounter, it's saying, it is likely there will be a tense encounter this week. It's not going to be anything earth-shattering, but it will be your wake-up call. Ding, 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 ding. So this reading is the thing that is going to flash into your mind when that happens. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yeah. What did that say? count to 10. Think before you speak. Don't add to it. You know, if the other person's being an asshole, let them be an asshole themselves. Don't add to it. That's the message there, Leo. These really are short and sweet with this deck, aren't they? It's not a lot to go into. All right. Virgo. But, you know, with the 3 parts, so I need to not overindulge, and I need to keep my big mouth shut. Not everybody has to know what's going on in there, in my haunted head. Okay. The heirs. Fish scales, house, crayfish, hearse, woman, bear, moon, horse, mice, ship, wood, mice, micers. And looky, upright again. We've just got so many upright pictures this time. Fascinating. And I'm not being really careful with how I set the deck down, so it could be getting turned, and that affects the way things can end up. All right. Immediate, it's the loss or finding of a material article. You will find what you have lost. Okay. Take it easy. Whatever you've lost is coming back to you. And I'm going to broaden this. This is talking about things, you know, losing a bracelet, losing a watch, losing your phone, losing, you know, stuff like that. I'm going to broaden this over this next week, that if there's something even spiritual that you have lost, or that sense that, you know, that holiday spirit, the thing that you're missing, the thing that, you know, I was happy and now I'm not, something comes back to you this week, Virgo. So you can look forward to that. And it could also be something that you just, you know, you've mislaid. The key there is just relaxing and not freaking out over finding it. And you can borrow my guide, Ingrid. That's up to her if you want to, Ingrid. When I lose things, I call on Ingrid and say, help me out here. And then I walk away and don't think about it again, and I'll go right to it. Unless it's gone for good. Oh, we're putting you out first, and I guess we'll stop shuffling there too. Virgo, Libra. Okay. Heron, dog, lily, handshake. There it is, handshake. Looky, it's upright. I mean, that's what tells me that these are, that we're hooked in. Like I said, you always look for that validation thing. You know, the cards repeating, coming out. You've experienced this enough with me by now if you've been on the lives. Okay, middle to light, state of the union between two people. A strong friendship will be a support to you for your entire life. So this coming week for Libra, friends are key. However you connect with them in a safe way. It's really important to spend some time with some friends this week and reach out to them if you're needing that kind of support. It says this usually is the friendship of the person you're living with or are involved with in a strong way, because it's talking about your entire life. In contrast, dog is about being strictly friends, even though lifelong friends. So this is talking about that deep partnership that you have that will be a support to you through your life, Libra. If you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling, you know, the way we've all been feeling, then know that you have that support, and that sometimes you just have to say something. You got to open your arms up. You a hug, okay? And it's wonderful that it's talking about the people that you live with, because those are the people in your pod that are really available to you right now. So this week, Libra, is time for you to feel the depth of that relationship and that friendship and let it support you. Is this the last one? Oh, what do you know? I guess I wasn't going so slow. Or these cards go so fast, you know, short, sweet. God. And now I've got National Lampoon's High School Yearbook in my head, if anyone's familiar with that. One of the funniest things I've ever read in my entire life. All right. Scorpio. Wood horse ship mice. Trees, bridge, horseshoe, crayfish, path, sun, dog, kid. Fire, pig, owl, cavalier. Heart, rooster, lily's cat. Castle, moon, cat, cavalier. Money. Bouquet, letter, mountain, hearse, moon, lady, bear. Book, angel, snake, knot. Hearse, star, trees. Shamrock or clover. Okay, horse, lady, bread, dagger, stars, dagger. Oh, that one's upside down. Maybe that's a good thing. Okay, sorry, my shoulders kill me. Period of influence is immediate, hidden assault, and unfortunately this says someone will inflict pain on your heart, Scorpio. This may be your husband or wife, irresponsible children, inconsiderate lovers. The other person may stay out all night, forget to phone you, lie, be unfaithful, do other things to hurt you. You can do little to change the behavior of the other person. However, you can minimize your hurt by not letting it become the dominant force in your life. Accept the pain. It's part of being a loving and giving person, but rather than dwelling on it, pick something else to concentrate on. All right. So this week, Scorpio, you know, we talked about Leo, I think, had something about an encounter that was going to be unpleasant and not to add to it. This is doing the same kind of thing, but this is more of, rather than a verbal conflict, this is more of a and let's face it, Scorpio can get their feelings hurt real bad. Pisces and Cancer take more of the rap for having feelings. Scorpio gets accused of having no feelings, but it's the dead opposite. They're like Vulcans. They don't show their feelings. They feel them so intensely that they have to keep them under wraps. So you better believe Scorpio gets their feelings hurt. So Scorpio, this week, just try not to be quite so ouchy with it. Remind yourself that everybody's stressed. People aren't necessarily doing things to deliberately hurt you. And try to go to the compassion place, the transformation and compassion place, Scorpio, first, before you go to the revenge place. And like I said, if only I'd had this message yesterday. Oh, well. Well, I can tell you it rings true. So this coming week, for you other Scorpios as well, just try not to be quite so ouchy, all right? Yes, we are very vulnerable. Sensitive, sensitive. And so they put up the wall to not be so vulnerable. That's the way things go. So I think I want to take one more just in general for all of us here. Both your parents are Scorpios. Ouch. You have my sympathies, Baronessa. Mine were Aries mom, Aquarius dad, and my husband has the same. Aries mom and Aquarius dad. So we understand each other at a really fundamental level. All right. This is just general for all of us for the solstice general message. Nope. Oh, scythe. Here we go. Oh, looky. It's upright. This is talking about cutting the weeds, boy. Fate upsetting your life. Evil fate pursues you. It's nothing you can do anything about. All that you can do is accept and live with it. This picture has come up for a friend of mine who's Jewish. She had to leave Poland partly because of being Jewish. Holy shit. At the time of the reading, she was still having problems because of her race. It was nothing she could do anything about, only accept it and stop feeling persecuted. Another friend has this picture come up quite regularly. She had a bad childhood with an alcoholic parent. Again, she can't change her past, but she can change her feelings towards it. Once one is reconciled with what is, then this picture appears less often, if at all. The picture may also refer to an evil person who has entered your life. It may be a person at work, a student in your class, a neighbor, a crank phone caller. You may unintentionally become the target of their outbursts. Try not to antagonize the person and seek help from legal sources. I think this is talking about the last of the fallout, which might get a little more disruptive with the transits into Aquarius, with the Jupiter, Saturn into Aquarius. It can make things a little more explosive. We go from repressive to explosive. And we saw, some violence happening in D.C. over the weekend from the Proud Boys. I think now that Mitch McConnell has finally accepted inevitable reality and he's turning around to the senators and saying, okay, time to stop the shenanigans. Because, Mitch has been in control of everything all along. As far as the Senate goes and how Republicans act, he really holds the reins there. So there's a shift now of it's time to accept, and we're seeing the holdouts of these people that don't want to accept it. And we could start seeing some fallout of these people that signed this letter, these 106, I think it was, representatives that signed a letter talking about not accepting this democratic election and how treasonous that is, and that these people should not be seated. I don't have a whole lot of hope for things like that happening, but hey, why the fuck not? When we have rules in place and people are flaunting and breaking them and, flagrantly doing things against our own government, then something needs to be done, I think. So this is saying this next week we might see a little bit of upheaval. We might see some upheaval. Okay. We might see some upheaval of that sort. But things are going to move on, folks. They're moving on right now. That's how they got that way. All right. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get... Oh, looky. See, I got the big boys up here already. There's Gibby. And there's Mitchell. Pie Wacket. Pie. See if we can get a visit. Pie. Oh, hi, Mitchell. I'm out of Licky Treats and I'm out of their favorite crunchers, too. And I feel so sad. But, let me see if I can get Pie. Oh, no. Okay, Mitch. I'll give you some treats. Gilbert, I know you don't need them. Pie. He what? Oh, come on, Pie. I got treats for you. I got treats, Pie. Come on, little gum. I know you're not going to eat those, but here. Let me get him to come here. Pie, come on. Here, you can't eat his treats. Pie, whack it. Oh, he's like, I got a bird in the hand right here. Pie. Oh, squeak. I picked him up, and he went, oh, Pie, whack it. Oh, shit. Pie, whack it. Look, Mr. Thing. Look, here. Look. Pie, come on. Look, over here. Come on. He's getting it. Come on. Pie. Hey, look. Come here, handsome baby. Come on. Here you are. Okay. Now, oops. Okay, wait a minute. You can't really see him, as usual. I don't know why. I think you can, and you can't. Ouch. Booger. All right, come here. Come over here and see everybody. Come see everybody. Okay, here's you. You can have him. All right. He is a little fiend when it comes to treats. He's been so good with the tree, you guys, so good. Well, he spent a little bit of time rather wet. But then he did so good. And you want to see how big he's getting? Here we go. The pie whacket measuring. Look how big I'm getting. Okay. There you go, boo. There you go, boo. All right. Yeah, he was out of control when we first put it up. And, hi, baby, what? That's all. That's all down, treats. That's all the treats. That's all. He went berserk when we, what? When we first got the tree up. I know, honey, that's enough. That's all the treats. That's all of them. You ate them all. Yes, you did. Okay. What? Oh. Okay. Yeah, he freaked out on the tree and he got very wet. And then when I was putting up garland today, the beaded garland and stuff, he was just like, ah, and he got a little bit wet. But now he knows, we started off with no squirt, no squirt. And I mean, this started with other things, but like climbing the drapes. And so now we say no, and he's learning, he's controlling himself as best he can. And then if he finally loses his shit and goes for it, then he gets squirted. And he's so smart, and he's learning so much. He's learning not to jump on the counters when everybody's actively cooking. He knows what no means, and he's learning that if you can't stop yourself at the no, you get a little bit wet. But he's very smart, and the tree is up and he hasn't climbed it. So considering what we thought we were going to be dealing with, he's been a very good boy and a very smart boy, and he's learning a lot. So okay, let me catch up with comments here, you guys. Too phony or too corny. Okay. Yeah, the nation has not recognized your genius and they do not deserve you. Exactly. Exactly. They do. He needs to go away. So, Baronessa, you were talking about Scorpio women afraid of appearing too phony or corny. Scorpio moons are about control. They feel secure when they're in control. So they don't want to express their feelings because it makes them feel out of control. And feelings are to be controlled and manipulated and dominated. That's what Pluto brings to the mix. When you have your moon in Scorpio, Pluto rules your moon. When you have a Scorpio sun, Pluto rules your sun. And it's about control. So Scorpios themselves are about kind of the veneer, putting out the appearance that they want you to see. Also about control. The Scorpio rising would be more about the veneer. That's me. Would you know that I've got like hellacious pain going on in my shoulder right now? No, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. Because what I put out to the public on my midheaven is that Pluto is what I want you to see. So anyway, and I know even when I'm really stressed and I'm talking to somebody, I'll have a big smile on my face. It's just, and Baronessa, this is where you're right. Women are trained to, this is what we're trained into, is, you should smile. What's wrong? Why aren't you smiling? That kind of thing. Anyhow, you guys, what would love to know, like where you're at, what you're doing for the holidays, how you're doing, how you're feeling, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully I will do a live this Saturday. I could not do it this past Saturday. I did not have the energy to do it, but I am planning lives. I do want to do a little bit more just talking about the solstice and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. I have to take my energy a day at a time. Right now, I am having pretty constant headaches, and I realized that we have a new little allergen factory in our house. So I've started my Flonase again. I had to get it refilled from my doctor, and I hadn't started it again. Duh. So I'm rinsing my sinuses, taking care of that part of it. That helps. But before I get out of bed, there's a point at which very early in the morning I'm laying there and I am aware that my kidneys and my adrenals are just aching. I don't have any, kidney infection symptoms, anything like that. It's my adrenal glands. I feel them struggling. So that's where I'm at. And we're taking it one day at a time. These holidays are what they are, and we have to deal with the grief that's coming up over the things that we're not going to be able to do. And while that comes up and you give it its space and you validate that there is something to be grieved and you have a right to your feelings, while you're doing that, think about, here are the things that I have to be grateful for. And, I am so grateful that nobody in my close family has gotten this disease yet. And that vaccines are being delivered. They were delivered in Cleveland today at the Cleveland Clinic. So I'm very grateful for that. And that's another, the end of Capricorn and into Aquarius here. We're seeing this humanitarian effort finally starting after all of this limitation of, the authorities, the powers that be, holding the reins and holding the purse strings and not doing a goddamn thing. So we are seeing that shift already. Again, you decide where it lands. And if you don't know where these things are happening in your natal chart, you are not privy to the best information that you can have. So again, go join my Patreon at the priestess level. Basic level is $3 a month. You get early access to my astrology videos and the new and full moons and things like that. And access to Discord, Zoom, and all that kind of stuff. But at the priestess level, which is $9 a month, you start getting the astrology video classes. And I think you're going to get a lot out of those. I really, really think you ought to go sign up. Ask Rose and Baronessa, Rose True and Baronessa Scotty, what they think of the first one that I put out. So, and there's Rose. Hi, she's there. And I just mentioned both of them, and Anne. Those are my 3 patrons, Rose, Baronessa, and Anne. Hi, you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for what you contribute to me. If anybody doesn't want to join Patreon but would like to contribute for the work that I do, please feel free to hit the donate buttons below. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on Friday for another unboxing. We're getting close to the end, you guys. Don't know what I'm going to do. You're going to have to start buying decks like mad, and you're going to have to start donating so I can do that. So I hope to be doing a live stream on Saturday because it's going to be right before the solstice. I think we definitely need to do that. Maybe I'll do it Sunday instead. You'll know. I will schedule it. As soon as I know, I will schedule it so you'll get the notice up on my channel. Please hit the notification button. Please subscribe. Please like. All of those things help me out. I am moving towards my first 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. And the more you like my videos and comment on them, the more people can see them. If you go to my Zenwitch page and comment on things, more people will see them. And I appreciate all of those efforts on your part. I really, really do. Okay. I think I'm done now. I made it almost an hour and a half, you guys. I'm going to have a brandy to celebrate that. Good. All right. Yes, see, Rose and Baronessa say the class was great. Yay, Anne. Please do. Please join us. And, now that class is out, I do want to do a Zoom call with you guys so that you can ask whatever questions you have. I will be working this week on the next installment of that because I would like to have it out before the end of the month. And then I got to plan what's coming out in January. Maybe I won't get it out by the end of the month because then I have to have another one coming up in January and I haven't thought that far. Anyhow, I love you guys. I hope you're staying safe. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Please have a quiet, peaceful, deeply spiritual and soulful holiday. And please, if you have any questions about the chart that I talked about in the beginning, about astrological things like that, please ask me. All right. And that's what Discord is for, too, for us to have some chats. I had somebody pop on there this morning and ask about purchasing one of the decks that I reviewed. And I had to say, I'm sorry, it's not for sale. It's out of print. But, that's a way that you can message me. It pops up on my computer first thing in the morning. So take care. Thanks for being here. Blessed be. Great solstice. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.